Hello and welcome to the Evolving Show. My name is Storm Enrich. I'm an author, a self-empowerment expert, a journalist by profession, and a survivor by experience. A new episode of the Evolving Show comes out bi-weekly. Subscribe so you don't miss the episode that might make a difference in your life. This week's topic: how to cope with failure. This episode is for tomorrow's winners, some of whom may feel like losers at the moment. Failure doesn't define you. Before we go any further, let's be clear. Everybody has experienced, experiences, or will experience failure. If you are currently beating yourself up for failing, you are not alone. Failure is a normal part of growth. Failure is disappointing. It can be shameful and painful, on occasion even devastating, but don't let it fool you. Failure is the fertilizer for success. Exceedingly few succeed right off the gate. The rest of us walk from failure to failure until we master the art of succeeding. Against popular belief, failure isn't a definition of a person or social stigma. Zig Ziglar said, "Remember that failure is an event, not a person." There are lessons to be learned from failing. We both know that you won't make the same mistakes twice. Once again, to quote Zig Ziglar, if you learned from defeat, you haven't really lost. Failed? Cut your losses. Focus on what you are and what you have. Be grateful for it. Make a list of things you've done wrong. What could you have done differently? Better. What did you learn? What stops you from moving forward? Provide honest answers, not excuses. After all, you are making the list for your eyes only. Opportunities to fail are everywhere. You could have failed at school, socially, at work, in a relationship, at a project, at a venture, as a parent, child, sibling, or friend. Every failure hurts, but a failure is a life lesson, not a life sentence. Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Michael Jordan said, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." Mike Ditka said, "Success isn't permanent, and failure isn't fatal." Pretending that failure didn't affect you may not be a wise strategy. Being invincible works well in comic books. In real life, vulnerability works better. Share your failure with people who care about you. Tell them how hard you tried to make things work, how disappointed you are that they didn't. Share what you lost and what you regret. Emphasize what you learned. You'll be surprised by the reactions. You are likely to find empathy and support. After all, who didn't fail? Did your world implode? Can't imagine that you'll ever recover? Lost too much? Are too old? For as long as you are alive, it is always possible to start over. Sumner Redstone said, "Success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe." Obviously, failure remedies vary depending on specifics, but failure isn't the end. In fact, it usually signals the beginning of something new and often better. Your ego may have taken a beating. It happens. Write down your greatest accomplishments. Take a good look at the list. Could a loser have such impressive achievements? I don't think so. Do you? What value did you contribute to other people? Did you help someone in need? Real losers are selfish. You are not. Did other people help you on your way? Why? Because you are worth it. Think about the person you just described. Seems like a winner to me. Let's imagine the very worst kind of failure, losing everything: family, home, car, and a job. There is pain. There is a period of mourning and chaos. But after that, there is also a new day, reprioritizing, reassessing, and reevaluating. There is the opportunity to change direction. So get up and flush the water on your failure. Scale down, adjust or change your direction, put your nose to the grind and start either rebuilding or building anew. Yes, you, the you that survived, learned and reevaluated, you can do it. Johnny Cash said, "You build on failure. You use it as a stepping stone. Close the door on the past. You don't try to forget the mistakes, but you don't dwell on them. You don't let it have any of your energy or any of your time or any of your space." History books are full of repeat losers. Today's greats, including the overnight successes, have a history of failures that preceded their success. Mickey Rooney said, "You always pass failure on your way to success." Even if everything you had turned into ashes, even if you believe that your dreams may never come true, there is always a way to reboot, start anew, and succeed. Does it mean you'll recover all you lost? Maybe not. Maybe you'll recover a version of what you had. Maybe you'll create more and better than you ever dreamed of. Will your dreams come true literally? Perhaps not. Perhaps in this case too, a version of them will. Perhaps the new version will be better than you hoped for in the first place. Dennis Waitley said, "Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. Failure is a delay, not defeat. It is a temporary detour, not a dead end. Failure is something we can avoid only by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing." Losers are those who do nothing or stop trying after a failure. So you failed. No matter how you feel right now, we both know that you won't accept failure as the final outcome of your pursuits. Think and act like the winner you are. Success is not for sissies, but survivors, those who learned from every failure and applied the hard-won lessons learned in the process. Don't give up on your dream. Continue the good fight. Victory is imminent. George Edward Woodbury said, "Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure." No butterfly was born a butterfly. Every butterfly evolves into one by enduring stages of growth and being an egg, larva, and pupa before emerging as a beautiful butterfly. There isn't one butterfly out there that was able to skip the process of becoming. There are no real winners out there who didn't have to learn how to survive and master failure either. You weren't cursed. You are not unlucky. You are certainly not a loser. The pain you feel is growth, and brings you closer to success. Kevin Costner said, "Failure doesn't kill you. It increases your desire to make something happen." Failure doesn't define you. Don't allow failure to prevent you from remaining a contender. Own your failure and resume the conquest of success. By the way, did you notice all the cool quotes on failure? All came from famous and successful people. What made them experts on failure? Experience. They too have been losers at some stage in their lives. They survived failure, persistent, and went on to become winners. You can too.